Welcome back to the Arkansas A&M Black Bears Dynasty on NCAA Football 14, guys. Whew. What a season. What a season, man. We finished the year 11-2, fellas. Comments down below. Who saw that coming? Because I sure didn't. If I remember correctly, I said I thought this team could win 7 to 8 games. And we surpassed that, man. This team played lights out. I'm just so proud of these boys. This team was special, man. Very special. We started off the season with a huge win over our rival Arkansas, beating them 31-26. It's crazy to see that they were ranked number 9 in the country. That's crazy. Then we went on to lose to Stanford by 20. They were a really good team. But then the wins just started piling up. Beating Georgia State, beating Troy. We had a 4-game road trip where we just, I don't know who this team was, man. We beat ULL. We blew out Arkansas State by 21. We beat Texas State in overtime. We beat ULM by 4. And then we came back home for homecoming, had another overtime thriller versus South Alabama. We lost a tough one to Texas A&M. That should have been a winnable game. But then we finished the season with 3 straight wins over Idaho, New Mexico State, and the biggest win, man, over Rice. This team just played way above all I could imagine. When you look at these stats, you're going to be like, you're going to be in shock at what we were able to put together, especially on offense. So here's a look at the season stats. Junior quarterback Randy Thomas II, 2,844 yards through the air, 24 touchdowns with 15 interceptions. A lot of guys in the comments section were asking why Randy is the quarterback, why Randy's getting a lot of favoritism because his dad is the coach. But I think Randy came out and showed why he is a starting caliber quarterback in college football, man. He had some games that were rough, not going to front. 3 interception games, 4 interception games. But when he was on, he was on. Quarterback in waiting is Todd Robertson. He came in a lot of places. He replaced Randy in a game and led us to a win. Came in when Randy got hurt. Those dots. I'm excited to see what he can be as a starting quarterback in a couple years. He finished with 386, 2 touchdowns with 2 interceptions. He's going to be a solid QB for us in the future. Is he going to beat out Randy next year for the starting job? I don't know. I doubt it. Randy will be a senior next year. And if he plays like he played this year, he deserves to be the starting quarterback going into next season. On the ground, I think we were all impressed with freshman running back Corey Gonzalez. 183 carries for just under 1,100 yards rushing with 16 touchdowns. Crazy part is his longest run was 19 yards. He averaged 84 yards a game. No fumbles either as a freshman. He was our workhorse. We can give the ball to him and just let him go. He likes to run it up the middle. He likes to bounce it outside. He's going to be a star running back for us for the next 4 years. Randy was second on the team with 135 carries for 976 yards, 12 touchdowns. I really tried to get him to that 1,000-yard mark in this last game, but he was too busy throwing the ball and throwing dots, man. But again, this is why Randy's so dangerous. He can kill you through the air and on the ground. Jonathan Keys, third on the team, 55 carries, 276, 5 touchdowns. Then you had Justin Smith, the short yardage back, 47 carries, 274, 6 scores. Our run game carried us this year. If you look at that's 28 at the top, 11 here, 39 rushing touchdowns, guys. Like, our run game is dominant, and it's hard to stop these guys. You got Keys, who has speed. You got Smith, who's a power back. And then you got Corey Gonzalez, that's a great mixture of both. Randy can get out the pocket, run the ball with great speed. It's just a 4-headed monster that can't be stopped in the Sun Belt Conference. All I can say is David Jones is the best tight end in college football. 78 grabs for 1,131 yards and a school record 13 touchdowns. the year, I think it was at the end of season 1 when he transferred in, we were all talking in the chat. We said that this kid was going to be a great weapon for this offense. And his first year playing as a starter, he puts up amazing numbers, man. I think that next season, you're going to see him a lot more on the field, not just at tight end. He's 6'5", 260. He can line up in the slot. We could put him like on the goal line. We could put him out wide and have him run a slant or a fade route. There aren't too many corners that can hang with this kid. Keith Miller was second on the team with catches with 39, 509, 4 touchdowns. Kind of disappointed in Keith this year. Got in a little bit of trouble at the end of the season. But, you know, he still was able to put up some decent numbers. The Biletnikoff was on his list this year as a goal, but he didn't get it. Maybe in his senior year we could get him there. But it's going to be hard. When you've got a weapon like D. Jones in our run game, somebody has to lose touches. And unfortunately, it was Keith this year. But I still think he put up he had a solid season, a solid junior campaign. A.J. Thompson came on his junior year, had a great season, 33 catches, 486, 4 touchdowns. Marcus Brock in his sophomore year, 31 catches, 422, and 2 scores. Jonathan Keys, 25 catches, 208, 2 scores. Vic Johnson, man, we got to get him the ball more. Next season, we got to get him more touches, man. 18 catches, 388, no touchdowns. He was such a vital part of our offense in the first 2 seasons that this year he just kind of got lost in translation, man. You know, he had a couple of good games when Keith was out for suspension. It's going to be interesting to see. Maybe next year we can put him back out wide, put Brock back in the slot. But we have to see, man. We have a lot of talent that is ahead of him and a lot of talent that's on the way. The young offensive line did a great job this year. Carrington gave up the most sacks with 3. Walton gave up 2. Valentine gave up 2. Then you got Smith, Irby, Trey Simpson, and Andrew Woods giving up 1. We did start Kyle Walton at left tackle this year. I think he did a great job protecting Randy's blind side. I do like Andrew Woods a lot. We've got some offensive line talent that is on their way. We're going to have we're building a great core of guys on this offensive line. And again, everybody's young. They're all sophomores and freshmen. To the defensive side of the ball we go, and the captain, Rob Thomas, man. He's just getting better every year. His freshman year, he had 59 tackles. His sophomore year, 61. His junior year, he jumped up to 80 tackles. His sacks were down. Interceptions were down by 1. But this kid, man, he has just grown every year, man. And we're excited to see what he's going to do in his senior year. 81 tackles, 8 TFLs, 1 sack, 2 interceptions in his junior campaign. He was named first team All-American. We'll take a look at that here in a little bit. Shout out to freshman strong safety Nate Johnson. He finished the season 59 tackles. He again played great too, man. 59 tackles. I think he had 1 interception. We knew that he was going to be solid coming in for us. He's not scared to come down and make a tackle. He likes playing in the box, but he can't go deep in cover and zone coverage. So he was a great pickup for us. Again, only a freshman, so excited to see what he does for the next 3 years. Mark Prince was third on the team with 41 tackles. You know, I don't know how to feel about Mark yet. I expected him to come in and be a solid, cover corner, but he's still getting burnt on plays. He's not recognizing routes. I don't know. He might lose his starting job next season. Freshman Mark Lawson, fourth on the team, 40 tackles. He had an interception as well this year. Again, he played great I think the first half of the season he played great, but he did not play good towards the end of the season. Again, he was getting burnt on routes too. And he's too fast to be playing the way he was playing. 90 speed, 90 acceleration. I think he's just going to get better from here. I think in the future he can be a lockdown corner with that 86-man coverage. But it's going to take some work. We got to get his press up and his play rec up. But again, he's just a true freshman. Sophomore corner Mike Davis, he finished the season with 36 tackles. Stats just going up, man. He's only a true sophomore, 6 foot 190, 36 tackles, 1 interception. couple pass deflections, couple forced fumbles as well. I think he could be our best corner going into season 4. I'm excited to see what he can do. The combo of him and Lawson should be scary for receivers in the Sun Belt Conference. Ken Anderson had 38 tackles on the year. Shout out to James Ryan, man. 36 tackles on the year. Interception, a pick 6 at that. He forced a fumble. I want to get him on the field more going into next year. Only a sophomore. Everybody in the comments seems to think he's our best linebacker. He's good, man. He's a solid player. I like his speed. I like his tackling ability. We just got to get him more playing time. Kevin Davis had 32 tackles. Jamie Brown had 26. Tyson Kidd had 21 tackles this year. He's another player I want to see get more playing time. His numbers went down a little bit, and that's just because we had a better defensive line than we did last year. But I do want to have him play a lot more going into next season. I think next year we'll be able to play our base defense a little bit more because our defensive line will be better. We'll be able to bring more pressure. David Booth, the backup middle linebacker, had 18 tackles. David Hunt, one of our 2 senior defensive linemen, he had a better year this year. Tackles were down, but sacks were up. We only had him for 2 seasons, but he kind of set the mold for what we expect from our defensive line. He finished with 5 sacks this year. He's going to be sorely missed up the middle. Charlie Parks, the freshman defensive end, 15 tackles, 3 sacks on the year, 6 TFLs. He came on at the end of the season. He was also suspended for a couple games with Keith Miller. I'm excited to see what he can do. He's going to get pushed probably next year with the defensive lineman that we have coming in. And then we're graduating Seth Williams. He finished with 13 tackles and 2 sacks. Another guy that kind of helps shape what we expect from our defensive line. Another JUCO player. His stats went up. He had 12 tackles last year, 13 this year, 2 sacks, and a scoop and score, man. So he's going to be missed on that defensive line, but that's going to open it up for more players to get more playing time next season. Here's a look at our sack totals for the year. Hunt had 5, Parks had 3, Seth Williams had 2, Burrell had 1, and then Rob had 1. We did not bring a lot of pressure this year. That's why I'm excited for next year. Butler is going to come in, and I think he's going to be a game changer for us at defensive end. And if we can get Mark as well in the offseason, it's going to be a completely different defense in season 4. We didn't force as many turnovers as I thought we would. Rob led the way with 2 interceptions. Nate had 1. Ryan had 1. Anderson had 1. Davis had 1. And Lawson had 1. I think because we allowed quarterbacks to have a lot more time in the pocket and we weren't getting the pass rush we needed, that's how we ended up with only, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 interceptions on the season. But again, season 4, we should be able to grow on this. We should be able to keep building off of what we've already have here and have established. I like the guys that we have coming back. I think they're only going to get better from here. A lot of deflections, man. Rob had 4, Nate had 3, Mark had 3, Prince had 2, so did Davis and Kevin Davis. Brown and McIntosh each had 1. We forced 5 fumbles this year. Rob had 2, Mike Davis had 2, and then James Ryan had 1. And we recovered 3 of them, Parks, Seth Williams, and Kevin Davis. We had 3 touchdowns on defense. Rob had 1, Seth Williams had 1, and James Ryan had 1. In the kicking game, sophomore Kelly Clark, 5 of 7, 71%. His longest was 45 this year. He was perfect for extra points. He does not have the strongest leg. There were a couple kicks that were knuckleballs that kind of just went like that or like that. But again, only a sophomore, underclassman. Coming back next year, he should be better. We only punted the ball 5 times, 5 for 209. I don't know how we can punt the ball anymore. Our offense is built on the run that sets up the pass. So unless we get stopped on 4th and long, that's the only time we're going to punt the ball. Shout out to Jonathan Keys, the true sophomore. He was your return specialist of the year in the NCAA. 49 kickoff returns for 1,464 yards and 2 touchdowns. Both of those touchdowns came in 1 game. Listen, I think he is an exciting player. I think that in his junior year, we could see a few more than just 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns. The problem is I want to see him get more punt return touchdowns. We didn't force a lot of punts this year. He only had 11 punt returns this year. So going into next season, defense is going to be important to force these punts. I think when Keys gets his hands on the ball, it's exciting. It's dangerous. Even out of the backfield as a receiver, I think this kid is going to be something special. And again, he just keeps getting better every year. That's insane. Guys, we finished in the top 7 in total offense. Almost 7,500 yards of total offense. 5,855 yards of offense. We're not going to be top. We'll probably be like top 15, top 20 in passing. We should be at the top at rushing. No, we're not even at the top at rushing. Wow. We're top 25, top 30 in rushing. Yeah. Points per game, we should be up there. We were top 4 in points per game, 39 points per game. Wow. Like, look at the teams ahead of us, man. Clemson, TCU, Toledo, they finished 11-2. Then us. We scored better than Michigan, Oklahoma, Virginia Tech, North Carolina, and Bama. 26 passing touchdowns won't do it, but the rushing touchdowns, we're number 1 with rushing touchdowns, 39 rushing touchdowns on the year. Defense, I'm sure we're trash. Yo. Let's see. Yep. I say we're like top 30 defense, or worst defense. Almost 5,000 yards allowed. 2,800 passing yards. Wyoming has the best pass defense. Our rush defense was pretty bad. Yeah. Points. We probably gave up the most points. 3rd most points given up. And these teams are 2-10, 1-11. And we gave up 456 points. Probably the least amount of sacks. Yeah, 2nd, least amount of sacks. Only 3 fumbles. So, yeah, we're not the least there. But I guarantee you we have the least interceptions. No. We actually had, wow, we weren't that bad. That's an interesting stat, man. So, I mean, this team, man, again, on offense, fireworks, man. Fireworks on offense. Defense, still needs some work. It's unreal how this conference flipped after 1 year, man. We went from the bottom to the top. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Undefeated in Sun Belt play, 9-0. Idaho, 2nd, 8-4, 6-3 in conference. Georgia State, 7-5, 6-3. Alabama or South Alabama 7-5, 5-4 in conference. Troy was 6-6. Texas State 4-8. New Mexico State 6-6, but 4-5 in conference. A-State, down year for the Red Wolves, man. 4-8, 3-6 in conference. Then you got Lafayette 3-9, 2-7 in conference. Then ULM, they just had a terrible year. 1-11, 1-8 in conference. Here's my thought, okay? Honestly, our prestige is probably going to go up. We're probably going to be a 2-star team at the end of this season. If we go undefeated again in Sun Belt play next season, we'll switch conferences. I just think I like how the Sun Belt plays. They make for fun games, but we're looking for competition. We will have a tougher schedule for season 4. You'll see a lot more ranked teams. We'll play a lot more ranked teams next year. But in Sun Belt, if we go 9-0 again, we have to switch conferences. And I'm leaning towards, and we can talk about this in the live stream, either the SEC or the ACC. Because I think those two, it'd be fun to play in the ACC, because if we play on one side and Clemson's on the other, we can play Clemson every year in the ACC championship. So that's my thinking on that. I'm proud of these boys, man. 9-0 is not an easy thing to do. We had a lot of close games with these squads, but we were able to clutch it out and get the win. And here's a look at your NCAA All-American list. Honestly, nobody on offense, which is kind of disappointing, man. I thought David Jones could have squeaked in there at tight end, but it's all good. On defense, though, Robert Thomas. starting middle linebacker for Arkansas A&M, man. He deserves it. Led the nation in tackles. He played lights out, man. He's getting better. Every year he's played for this team, he's gotten better. And then you add in Jonathan Keys as your returner. So we had 2 first-team All-Americans. We do have some freshman All-Americans. Shout out to Corey Gonzalez. He is a freshman All-American. Also, we had Nate Johnson. Strong safety, man. Freshman All-American. Let's take a look at the Sun Belt Conference. We should be all over the place. Randy Thomas II is a first-team All-Sun Belt player, man. Well-deserved. He led an 11-2 squad, man. He deserved to be here. Shout out to David Jones, the big tight end. He's a first-teamer in the Sun Belt. David Hunt, big defensive tackle. His senior year, he's going to be a first-team All-American in the Sun Belt. Then you got Rob Thomas, obviously first-team All-American Sun Belt. James Ryan stuck up on the list. Congratulations to him. Nate Johnson's on this list. And then you got Jonathan Keys as your returner. Second team, Corey Gonzalez gets the nod. Charles Parks, the true freshman, he gets second team All-Sun Belt. And then our secondary, which I'm shocked by, Mike Davis and Ken Anderson, second team All-Sun Belt, man. So a big year for us. A lot of great players doing big things, man. And this team is built to make a run for the next few seasons. Here's a look at the award winners. No big awards for us, man. Rob did make the Bednarik Award list. He finished 5th. Senior year, he might be able to walk out with that award. The Mackey, David Jones finished 7th on this list, man, which is crazy to think the numbers he put up. 78 catches, 1131, 13 touchdowns. He should have been ahead of Muhammad. He should have been ahead of this guy. He should be top 4, honestly. Maybe top 5. Yeah, top 4, top 5 tight ends in the country. This dude, 94 grabs, 1,300 yards, 11 touchdowns. Wow. And he had 97 carries. Are you kidding me? How? His stat line is unreal. Did they have him playing fullback too, I guess? Longest reception, 75 yards. Asher Alberding? Wow. But I think David Jones, the next 2 seasons he's on campus, he can win this award easily every year. And then Rob finished 6th in best linebacker. Again, I think it's just because he doesn't have the sack number some of these other guys have. Yeah. But maybe in his senior year, he comes out guns blazing. He could be up here on that list. And then Jonathan Keys is your your returner of the year. And then we got coach of the year and Randy Thomas, man. Hey guys, check that out. A-. We have nothing to worry about. Not getting fired this year, baby. Not getting fired this year. Thousands of Arkansas A&M fans were treated to a great game and a New Orleans Bowl party afterwards, man. Randy is a good coach, man. He's a real good coach. He's got this team playing great. He's found his offense. He's still trying to mold that defense. The defense is going to be important in season 4, man. There we go. David Jones breaks the record, receiving touchdowns in the season, 13. So before we get up out of here, let's take a look at recruiting, man. We have a nice class coming in. First prospect that we signed was Brian Charles from San Antonio, 6'2", 227, defensive end. Again, we're trying to build up that defensive line. He's got 78 speed. Nice power move, nice finesse move. The block shedding needs some work. The tackling is okay. The hit power is nice, though. He could be a candidate for the red shirt, especially if we can get the guy at the top of the board. If we get him, Charles will get redshirted for sure. Some offensive line help, man. Keith Smith from Jonesboro, Louisiana, 6'4", 283. Then we got Curtis Maynard from Alabama, 6'4", 336. Both tackles. These are going to be our tackles of the future right here, man. These guys have great blocking traits. 80 pass block for Maynard, 76 run block, 82 impact block. Keith Smith, 80, 79, and 75. The future is bright for that offensive line. They could be great bookends for us in a couple seasons. We started recruiting more wide receivers this year because at the end of next season, we're losing a lot of guys. We're losing majority of our receiving group. The first guy we picked up was Fred Foreman from Maryland, 6'3", 208, big body receiver, 90 speed, great hands, great route running. The release needs some work. The agility needs some work. But I can see him being a cross-the-middle kind of guy. Throw it up. He can go get it. 86 jumping ability. Again, a lot of these guys will see the red shirt just because of the guys in front of him. Tariq Larson, same thing, 6'2", 178. He's a little bit faster with 92 speed, but the hands, the route running, all need some work. Agility needs some work. He could be a solid slot player for us in the future. James Alexander, 6'1", 191, wide receiver from Georgia. Another solid wideout, 88 speed, 78 agility, 70 catching, 75 route running. Again, with the red shirt coming back in his sophomore year, his redshirt freshman year, he should be a lot better. As you guys saw all season, man, our secondary was getting torched. So I'm looking to bring in more guys. This is Matt Scott from Kentucky, 6'2", 186, three-star prospect. Big physical corner, 91 speed, 78 zone, 80 press, 76 man coverage. The numbers speak for himself. He's going to come in and help out a lot. Another wideout. This is a JUCO transfer, Mike Blair. He will be getting a red shirt. He's from BB, 5'11", 192. He's more of a project for us, 87 speed. I'm going to red shirt him, get that acceleration up, get that agility up. Great route running, great spec catch. The hands are iffy with a 70, but I think with a red shirt, he'll come back his junior year. I believe he's a junior, and he's going to be really good for us. I think this kid might be something special. I think Bill Jennings we might look back at this recruiting class and think Bill Jennings was the steal of this class. He's 5'10", 168 from New Jersey, and he's got great coverage ability, man. 80 zone coverage, 76 man, great speed with 93 speed. The only concern that I see up here is the play rec and his size. But, you put him in the slot, he should be great. He should be great for us. We got a three-star athlete right here, Richie Carroll from Paris, Tennessee, 6'2", 204. I think he can play wide receiver, man. 90 speed, 83 agility, 89 acceleration, 75 catching. Spec catches at 73, route running's at 78. They got him listed as a quarterback as well, but I think if we put him out wide with that frame, 6'2", 204, he's going to be a solid wideout for us. You guys already know how excited I am about Kyle Butler coming to be a part of this team. 6'5", 264, Fernley, Nevada, the number 51 defensive end. He's a three-star prospect, but his traits say something completely different, man. 85 speed, 88 acceleration, the power move, the finesse move, the block shed, the tackle, hit, power, pursuit. This kid is going to be a star. A star. We are going to build the defense around Kyle Butler next season. I just don't see how offensive linemen are going to be able to block him. More defensive line help. Eric Carter from Arkansas, three-star prospect, 6'2", 245. He could play inside or outside. With that 70 speed, the strength, the power move, I can see us kicking him inside, giving him a red shirt, let him build up, learn the defense a little bit better, and he'll come back his redshirt freshman season and be nice. We're building for the future. Jonathan Lamb, middle linebacker, three-star prospect, 5'10", 233, kind of on the shorter side. I like my linebackers to be a little bit taller, but this kid is fast, 85 speed. The agility still needs some work. We got to work on his tackling, getting off of blocks and everything. He's going to be a candidate for the red shirt as well. And then at outside linebacker, we got a big fella here, man. Dylan Gross, 6'7", 233 from Pennsylvania, the number 16 offensive lineman in this class. Great speed, 84 speed, 95 acceleration. Agility needs some work. Great hit power. Needs to get off of blocks a little bit better, but he can tackle though. So to the top of the board we go. These three players we have had at the top of our board for a majority of the season. Started things off as Corey Mark, the big defensive end from Oklahoma, four-star prospect, 6'5", 247. And again, teaming him up with Kyle Butler, I think these two could wreak havoc in the Sun Belt Conference. He's not the fastest player. How much does he weigh? 247. We'll have to look at that because he might be able to play three technique for us. Not the fastest. He's strong. Great power move, great finesse move. Block shedding is there. The tackle is there. Hit power is great. Pursuit is great. And he's smart. Again, this is the kind of player we've been missing the past 3 seasons. I think he can come in and make an immediate impact. Right now, we're trailing Notre Dame. We plan on putting majority of our points into Corey Mark. These 3 are must-gets, but I think Corey Mark is that player that coach has circled like 700 times because this guy, he's going to be a game changer. Same can be said for Sean Brown, the hometown boy, the number 6 free safety in the country from Nashville, Arkansas, 6 foot 184. We're trailing Tulsa as of right now. And again, impact. This kid is going to be an impact player for whoever he decides to sign with. 90 speed, 91 agility, 91 acceleration, great tackling ability, great hit power, great pursuit, and he can cover. 77 zone, 72 man, 75 press. We have Ken Anderson, we have Nate Johnson, but I think Sean Brown could come in and he could be a starter day one for us. I believe he's going to be that good. 6 foot 184, kind of on the shorter side, but he's a heat-seeking missile. He can tackle and he can lay the hat. So the odd man out in this group is Corey Jean at defensive tackle from Texas, 6'1", 274. We're trailing Kansas by a lot right now. I like this kid's traits. 56 speed, a little bit slow, but he's a hole plugger though. 75 strength, 81 power move, 78 finesse, 78 block shed, 83 tackle. Not the hardest hitter, but he's smart with 78 play rec. If I had to choose, right, I would take Brown and Mark off jump. These 2, I think, would be the best 2 players to come out of this recruiting class. Corey Jean, I think, would be a great player for us, but I think if we move Corey Mark inside, had Butler on the outside, maybe put Parks and Bo Reynolds on one side, Corey Jean he's not needed. You know what I'm saying? He's not needed. Brown and Mark are needed. So if we don't get Jean, I'm not going to feel too bad because we kind of have players in position that can move in and play what David Hunt was playing or what Seth Williams was doing. So we've signed 14 players so far with 3 still left on the board. We got the 54th ranked recruiting class in the nation. Hey, we got an extra star. Check that out, man. We're a 2-star program now. And we're just moving up from here, guys. We're just moving up from here. 13 3-star prospects, 1 2-star prospect with 3 more to go. We can easily, if we get Brown and Corey Mark, we're going to move up to easily a top 30 recruiting class for season 4. That's crazy to think about. So that puts a bow on season 3, guys. We finished 11-2, ranked 21st in the nation right now. Sun Belt Conference champs, New Orleans Bowls champ. I'm speechless, man. I'm speechless. This team is growing. We're getting better every game. And I'm looking forward to season 4, and I hope you guys are too. The live stream is set for Saturday, this coming Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. All right. It will be on YouTube. And we've got some big moves to make, man. We've got 3 players on our recruiting board that are must-gets. I'm excited to see how good of how the training went in the off season, who's going to come in and who's going to be that guy that's going to change the game and who's going to be the biggest impact on the team. I'm excited to see it. I hope you guys are too. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you smash that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're brand new. Don't forget to ring that bell, join the Noti Squad, and make sure you guys check out those links down in my description. Follow your boy on Facebook, Twitter, and IG, and come through and join the Discord fan for exclusive content. And we'll talk from the off season this Saturday live right here on YouTube, man. Have a great day, guys. 2 fingers in the air. Peace.